So today I want to try something a little crazy. Last video I forced myself to come up with a recipe on the spot at the grocery store, but I was thinking, this time I wanted a little bit of a different challenge. I was thinking, what if I try to recreate an existing dish without looking up a recipe, without asking anyone, without using Google, without anything? That sounded like a fun challenge and sounded like a good way to learn. I'm only allowing myself to use any knowledge I already have about the dish, and that's it. Any previous experience maybe, but nothing else. And for the dish I wanted to recreate, anyone needed something simple, yet complicated enough where it would be a challenge to recreate. So I landed on pasta sauce. I'm going in totally blind. I've never made pasta sauce before. I've never looked up how to make pasta sauce before. I always buy it from the jar, so I don't really know what goes into it. I just know that people are really passionate about it and that people are really want to get it right when they do make it. So it sounds like there's some secrets in there that I gotta figure out. So it sounded like the perfect place to start. Again, only using the scraps of knowledge that I have. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna be looking up a recipe just to see how close I got to the proper recipe, or how far. It could go either way. All right, I'm gonna go to the store. I'll be right back with a couple items.
Okay, so I just got back from the store and I picked up these beautiful tomatoes. There was a huge selection of tomatoes and I didn't really know which one to pick, so I just kind of picked the ones that were on the vine. I don't know, they just screamed Italian to me. They're like, el tomate. So that's what I picked up. I picked up a few other things, but I'm going to be revealing those as the video goes on because I'm embarrassed and I don't really want you to click away. So since I'm going off of just what I know, I'm going to be referencing all the pasta labels I've read. And a lot of the pasta labels say roasted tomatoes. So that's what I'm going to do to start. I don't really know how else to do it, but I've seen a couple chefs cook them directly on the stove, so I figured that was the best way. So you'll have probably realized by now, but I'm the world's biggest dummy. I didn't really think this through at all. I could have bought like $2 tongs and it would have been okay, but I didn't. So I had to improvise a little bit with forks. Getting the forks to cooperate was really annoying. But I mean, you can't deny, it does have that perfect tomato shape. It's definitely what the inventor of the fork had in mind. But once I got it to work, it worked pretty good. It took a little bit longer to burn the tomatoes than I thought, but as they were cooking, they were getting off this really interesting smell. It was really sweet, but also weirdly smoky. I mean, of course it's smoky, I'm burning tomatoes. I don't know, it was just an interesting smell. It also kind of smelled like a little moist, like humid. Like I could feel the air being like full of tomato particles or something. This process wasn't as easy as it looked. My hands really started to cramp and the forks were a good idea until they weren't. I sacrificed 2 perfectly good forks for this recipe. I also hope I don't get any funky issues from eating gassed tomatoes. But after some doing and applying some elbow grease, here they are. These are looking pretty good. I'm off to a great start. I mean, I didn't really do anything crazy. I just kind of burned them, which, I mean, let's be real, I'm used to doing. But the colors look cool. They look like some tomatoes I would have seen in a commercial or something. I really like the contrast of the black against the deep red of the tomato. It looks really cool. So now I think the next step is to blend them. I don't really want to super blend them. I kind of want them a little chunky, but I don't really have an idea of what to expect here. So I'm just gonna throw these in here and hope for the best. Oh god, things are already starting to go wrong. They're not really blending super well. They're kind of getting stuck, and I kind of have to help them out a little bit with this wooden spoon, which just feels kind of dangerous. But hey, it's working. It's working a little too well though. These tomatoes are turning into a little bit of a smoothie. Yeah, I kind of hate this. This went horribly wrong. This is just straight liquid. But, you know, as you say, onward. I put the contents of the blender into the giant pot and just turned on the heat. From here, I added basil, fresh basil, may I add. The shit was expensive. As well as some garlic powder. I could have gotten fancy with it and added regular garlic, but I didn't really know how to chop up garlic, so garlic powder it is. I guess I should learn, right? I guess that's the whole idea behind this YouTube channel, but oh well. Sue me. And finally, I added some brown sugar. I don't know, this one felt a little crazy, but it just, somehow it made sense in my head. I don't know why, I just figured it would probably work. So I added all those things in and just kind of stirred it until it simmered up a little bit and kind of blended together. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I feel so out of my element here. I have no idea what I'm doing and I feel kind of embarrassed. I purely don't know if what I'm doing is the right thing. So I feel kind of vulnerable doing this and posting it out there for the whole world to see. But it's for the greater good, so you know what I like to say. Alas. After some time I thought it looked pretty good, but it's still very liquidy, so I just wanted to make it a little bit thicker. So I let it simmer, and in the meantime I decided to throw in some onions. I swore I chopped 1 onion and I got obsessed. But after some time I don't know if I got a little bit impatient or if I just didn't know if it was going to get thick enough, so I kind of did something I'm not really proud of, and that's flour. I know, I know. This one didn't feel good. This set off a lot of internal alarms, but I wanted to experiment. I was thinking here that if I threw all this flour in, it might clump up. So I just did a spoonful, just to see what would happen. And wouldn't you know, it did exactly what I thought I was gonna do. I've got clumpy freaking sauce. Great. Well, now I'm damn glad I didn't dump the whole thing in there like I was gonna do initially. If you're Italian and you're watching this, I'm so sorry. Hell, if you're a person and you're watching this, I'm so sorry. Nothing I can do now, but continue. I want to look stuff up so bad. I feel so lost and unprepared and blind. It's human nature to try and show each other the best side of ourselves. So showing you guys this is really damn hard. I feel like I'm opening up to complete strangers. I'm putting myself out there because I want to learn, and this is what learning looks like. I mean, I'm sure if you're smarter than me, you'd do it in a different way, but I learn best from my mistakes, so I want to make as many mistakes as possible. Okay, so there's one more ingredient that I wanted to add, and I think this is reduced enough, so I think I'm going to add it. I was having a conversation with my friend Alex last weekend about cooking, and he's way better than I am. And he told me that he always puts his most volatile ingredients last. So following the lead, that's kind of what I wanted to do here, which is what I did with this heavy cream. Again, this one felt a little wrong, but I've used heavy cream in soups and stuff before, so figured I'd give it a shot. Immediately the color is shifting to a lighter pink, even just with this small amount, so I'm going to leave it at that and cook it some more. Alright, well, it's simmered for a while, and I think it's ready. I don't really know, but let's serve it up. Here she is, in all her glory. It doesn't look that good. I like the color I had before the heavy cream way more. This kind of just looks like chunky salsa for chips. Anyway, I've got some angel hair here, which I prepared for this. It's my favorite pasta, so in case the sauce sucks, at least I have my angel hair. Alright, so just gonna get some of that sauce on there. A little bit more. And I'm just gonna taste it. Yo. It tastes like ass. I can't describe to you how rough it is. I guess it could be considered good if you were eating it on that river in Egypt, but no, it's genuinely not good. The texture is awful, and the color is not great either. I definitely made a couple horrible mistakes, but that's okay. I bet James Pasta Sauce, the inventor of pasta sauce, did not make it perfectly the first time. Would I say it's a good starting point? No, I wouldn't. But do I know what I would do differently next time? No, I don't. So, let's look it up. Okay, so I found one here titled Homemade Spaghetti Sauce with Fresh Tomatoes. A lot of the ones I was seeing were using like tomato paste and like pre-made canned tomatoes, which is not what I wanted to do. So this one looks okay. It's got 257 reviews and 5 stars. So let's check it out. Okay, I'm gonna start off by reading the ingredients to see if I was in the ballpark. Okay, tomatoes, starting off fresh, doing good so far. Onions, alright. Mushrooms, which, okay, I could have added mushrooms. I didn't think about it, but okay. Soy sauce. I don't know much about it, but it's here and it's got 5 stars, so. And then additional seasoning, it says garlic, fresh basil, check and check. A little brown sugar and salt to taste. I was right on the money with that. Okay. Then what did I do wrong? Okay, here are the step-by-step instructions to this recipe. Bring a large pot of water to a boil and place tomatoes a few at a time in the water and remove after 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, I don't know why you would remove them. I see. Immediately place tomatoes in ice water bath and remove the skins and stems. I didn't remove the skin off my tomatoes. Cut tomatoes into fourths and place in a food processor or blender. Come on, I did that. Process tomatoes a few times. You want them to be the consistency of crushed tomatoes. Don't over-process. So I was right with the blender mistake. They were too blended. I needed them to be a little chunkier. Okay, then they're telling me to cook the onions, which I didn't do. I just threw them in raw. Which I kind of thought, I was like, okay, I don't know. I figured they get cooked in the sauce. Okay, that's on me. That's on me. The mushrooms and the soy sauce, which I still don't understand, and garlic to continue to cook until the mushrooms are soft. Okay. Okay, so once they're blended, it looks like you just heat oil in a skillet and then cook your veggies
the onions, then the mushrooms, and then you add the soy sauce and garlic, which I still don't really understand the soy sauce. But then in that same skillet, you add the tomatoes, the basil, the oregano, the brown sugar, which I thought was a little crazy, but apparently I'm right on the money with that one. And then you bring to a simmer, stirring occasionally for at least 1 hour. The longer the better. So my other mistakes of the flour and the heavy cream are also big mistakes. It looks like in order to thicken it, you just have to cook it and let it simmer for a really long time, apparently. Not the 15 minutes that I had it on. It says here like an hour, ideally 2+ hours, and then serve to cook overcooked pasta. So I was pretty close. I was pretty close. I wasn't too far off. Just a couple of things. So I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't want to hear it. My pasta sauce was okay. It was still garbage, but I mean, I was pretty close. Not too bad. All right, cool. I guess I'll instead of eating my pasta in shame from now on, I'll eat it with a little bit of pride. You know. All right. I don't know. This was fun. I liked doing things without a recipe and figuring it out later what I did wrong. So I'm gonna be doing this more often. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, whatever you want. See you next time.